Let's have a look-see here. Oh crap, Mundo forgot about one of the important things. Gotta make sure all this is up and running. Pardon? She's in the room still? Boy. Righto, let's move all this out of the way. Pardon? Can you not work the gate? Okie dokos. Righto. Now, we are going to do what we should have done this whole time, which is starting a new world. So, new world and satisfactory, but as well as that, it's a different place setup than there was before. I am in a different house now. So we are going to set this up. Let's go for the Northern Forest. Let's try this here. So we're doing Stream Factory 1.1 and we're going to skip the onboarding. Just because why would we bother doing the onboarding? We've already done it. You know, we've done it plenty of times before. So instead, what we're going to focus on is just getting right into the swing of things. So, okay, we've got a thing of limestone here. What purity are you? You're just normal. We want to try and find a pure sample. So we do. Because the pure samples are going to be very good for us. Hang on one wee second. Okay, it says apparently the microphone's unmuted but has no signal. I think it is mistaken, because it certainly seems like there's a signal. Let's go ahead and slightly increase the level for it.
Persist entirely through absorbing and storing energy from
Okay,
its
maybe a bit more.
Studying this could
This should
provide
be
new
us fine.
methods for improving fix-it production line
So,
efficiency.
ooh, okay,
Store this
pale berries
potential
as well.
resource for later use.
And it's
Potential
saying
edible
something was
collected.
getting
If
grumpy with
consumed
us.
before authorized is compatible with the human digestive system by Fix-It, the
So
consumer
that's
is responsible for
308
any
meters
and all
away,
consequences.
single sample.
Store this potential resource for
There's
later
a
use.
small area which has a few sample types, or like it's got pure versions of iron, copper, and actually it might just be normal copper, but it's got pure iron, and it's got pure concrete and a normal concrete, or limestone, I suppose. The limestone gets processed into concrete. What are you? You're just normal sample. Okay. Well, you know what? This here is... Gosh dang. I did not even know this was an area you could start in. I'm also being a little bit cavalier about doing the whole bouncy slide all over the place. I probably should be being a little bit more sensible. A few samples that way, so right, if we go ahead and follow the river, will this take us somewhere we want to be going? Let's get some bacon agaric. Ooh, these are two samples close together. So I think this might be our location.
Just because it looks like you can eat it does not mean it won't eat you.
I'm trying to remember what
Store
the
this
other
potential
food
resource
sample
for
is.
later use.
There's peel berries, there's bacon agaric, there's beryl nut. That's the other thing that we're going to need to be looking out for. Okay, this is normal. Right, yes. This is what we're after. So this is going to be where we can set up our own little base. Let me just quickly open and check something. Right. So that's that. Let's go ahead and grab this. We want to build this here. Set you up. Roger Dodger. And now we can set up this stuff up here, which is going to be very nice for us. Once we get this out of the way. There we go. Lovely. Get you done. Get the iron ore started, and then we can... So with that there, we're going to want to start researching into logistics pretty quickly. Because we want to be able to split these pure samples, and these pure samples instead are going to go into, what do you call it? They're going to go into, is that? Yeah, okay, that is the way. So, now, smelters, we want 90-degree angle. Let's do here, and here. You know what? We can do 4 of those. Actually, there's no point doing those ones just yet. So, let's instead focus you going around to... If I set this as straight... Yeah, okay. I can set that straight to there. And that's fine. And you're straight to there. You're fine. So, you two connect to this. You to here. You to here and here. And then I want to set up a biomass burner. So, biomass burner is going to benefit from some biomass, isn't it? Let's go ahead and get some biomass at the ready. Let's get the peelberry stuff ready. Okay, there we go. Lot of leaves, etc. We can grab, and if we get to about 40 wood, yep, 40 wood is perfect. That's going to allow us to do a nice little bit of stuff there. So we keep on going. We'll head over here, we'll make our biomass, and then we can get all of these smelters starting work. So, biomass, wood, set these here up. Logistics is going to be our important one. So, we'll set the biomass into there, and these here will allow us to produce iron right off the bat. So, you connect to there. And now, this will start producing iron. You are iron ingots. Let's have you and you. You know what? Hang on. Grab these out of the way. So we have a nice little walkway there. You go there to there. You are going to be our iron plates, you're going to be iron rods. And now we're going to need wire. So we need to set that up there to start producing wire. Happy days. Let's go ahead. You know what, actually, we could just load the iron into these here. Into the smelter things. So that'll sort of reduce a little bit of our manual work. Let's go set up that. Logistics, once we get it underway, then we're going to go on to Base building. Logistics will actually lead into it nicely, because logistics gives us the ability to split our pure sample and start having 4 constructors setting up concrete production. So our 180 will then turn into however many. How much will that be? 180 converted into 4, so that'll be 60 concrete per minute, which is pretty okay. 3-minute turnaround time on that. Copper ingot, let's go ahead and break these down. There we go. Now, more wire, please. This should also allow us to set up, what do you call them? So, power line. We can get one of those there. Oh, damn. Right, that connects to there. You need to connect down to here. Use connect into that. How far can we get you? You go over to here. You have made it to here. There we go. Hey, someone called West London forever. I'm guessing they are killing floor players with a name like that. West London was the best map in Killing Floor 1, and I do not care what anyone else says. So, copper ingot. Ah, damn. I did think that might happen, but you know what? We've got enough to make another biomass burner. So let's go and set one up, actually, to go here. We can dismantle the one that's all the way over here. Get you removed out. And we'll set you up here. So, the 2 of you are going to go into this and into this. So, we split this here, 91 and 90. Now, that is our power production online. Happy days. So, constructor, we can set up one of these here. You feed down into this. Now, you are going to be wire. And we're going to connect you here. This here will split that out, which, good stuff. You are now going to be working on that. So, we've got a few minutes while it's producing all of the things. We may as well take the opportunity to see if we can find a crash site around, or at least something that we could potentially use for research. Can we find a beryl nut, for example? If we can find a beryl nut or some mycelium samples, who knows what we're going to get. But we gotta try and get something. Summer slip would be nice. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Here we go. We got a modular frame there. Oh boy, biggin. So, that is an unhappy big boy. Oh, thank God. You are just one of the ones that is like, hey, All you need to do
Damaged
is find
hard
it.
drive successfully acquired.
And
All
then that's
pioneers
it
are contractually
sorted.
obliged to preserve and secure any recovered hard drives for future analysis, which may
So,
result in
we now
benefits to
have
the
a
Fix
hard
It
drive.
mission.
Ooh, some reinforced
Speculation
iron
as to why
plates,
there are crashed freighters in
screws,
your Fix It designated
and
zone
copper
is discouraged as
sheets.
specified in your contract.
Let's ignore and try to get away from him. Or her. Could be a female hog thing. I don't remember the name of them offhand. So that's one that's been unlocked. Ooh. We got a blue pyre slag here. Oh, fudge you. Dead? Oh no, not dead. Pleasantly surprised. Oh boy. Okay. So, hog remains there. Lovely. We do what we can. So, iron ore collected from there. Grab some more from here. I don't know how many wires we got out of that. Let's see, whereas 42 wire in total. Not the best. You know what, actually? Let's go for an equipment workshop. And we're gonna set it up. Yeah, screw it, let's set it up there. Build this out like that. So, portable miner. Oh, we don't even have an object scanner. Okay. Well, at least we can do that and this. We can see how many rods there are. Got 66 of that. Lovely. Let's take the 100 ingots from that and we can use that to create a lot of these iron rods. So if we make a bunch of this, happy days. Okay then. Load that in. Now we've got 15 rods left over. And down this way. You have 114 wire. Let's take that there so that we can manually create our own wire while that there does its thing. Wire is probably going to be our weaker point. Grab this and yeah, I guess we're in the manual stages at the moment where we have to do all of this sort of stuff, but we will get there in the end. You know, you gotta start out manually doing this stuff, but it's all about learning to automate. Fixing up all of your workflow aspects. It's just tin of monster. Oh, I forgot. Green M. Right. That there in, and lovely. So now we should be able to split this up. You are producing a lot of ingots. You are producing some copper. Pardon? Can you come in? No? No. She's in the room. If you want to open the door, you can. Like this door. Right, this here, let's load that. Logistics are ready. So now we can start looking at
merge, split, and lift to save
this building.
space and enhance the productivity of your factory. Fix-It encourages you to consider
Production.
investing in verticality when
Let's
it comes
set
to
up
factory
a
logistics.
miner down
If you
here
feel stressed by this complexity,
for
imagine yourself on the shore of a vast
the,
and calm
what do you
ocean.
call it?
Breathe in, Visualize all the
Yeah,
people
that
relying on
pure
you.
sample
The
there.
sea is made of billions of faces, each staring at you with hope and tears in their eyes. Breathe out, feel refreshed and focused on your duties.
Okay, so I need to set up some more cables. Let's go over this way, get some of the wire from that, and then we gotta set up some things. So go to here, grab the wire, happy days. Is this one, Let's have a look at this. So you need to go down this way. Okay, right, hang on. You connect to that, then you and you into this, and we're good. You want to go to that. Let's make some more cables. We also need to get rid of these guys. I don't remember the name of them. Ah, fudge. What is your name? Oh, seriously? You're meant to be dead. But guess not. Okay, you and you are sorted. We've got that, so okay. You out of the way. You go over to here. You connect to this, and right, constructor time. You are in there. Actually, what do we require for Logistics Mark II? Okay, yeah, you know what? That's going to require a little bit more than what we've got. Let's go ahead and clean out these here production facilities, just in case. There we go, and there we go. So now they shouldn't finish up and just completely load up. So instead, more cables needed. Constructor. Set that one up there. So you into there and you into there. Logistics conveyor splitter actually requires cables, hilariously. Damn you. Damn you to heck. So, conveyor splitter. Let's try this again. And there we go. Conveyor into that. You go into there. You go into there. Concrete, copy, paste. These here will now continue to make concrete. So let's go take care of that little aspect of it. Well, we got all of those, we got all these, so we may as well make a bunch of iron rods. It's probably the best thing we could do at the moment. Let's go over this way. You in, and we'll not do the concrete just yet. We can actually make some more on our own. This mightn't be a bad idea. So, right, that is that part done. More iron rods, I guess. Reinforced iron plates we could make more of, but do we, is the question. Logistics Mark II. Maybe actually that is what we ought to be doing. Let's make these iron rods. Not iron rods, iron plates. Well, we can make iron rods as well, but we can do a lot of work towards all of this. And then once we have Logistics Mark II, we can use that to make a whole pile of stuff. So you are sorted. Let's take all of these here, grab those so that we can use them to fill up inventories. Now we want more, ideally. So we have 5. We're going to need more than just the 5. We're going to need a lot more than just the 5. I think we need 13 in total. So let's try and get as many of those as possible. This should work nicely. Right, here we go. We'll use this. Fill out what we can. That's that sorted, that and that. So, iron rods are going to be our slower thing to produce, so we may as well manually do a lot more of this. Let's actually go ahead and smelt the ingots at the same time. Use the crafting bench like that. So, yeah, it's slow to start, but we will eventually get it all set up nicely. And once it is all set up nicely, we have the benefit of everything's going to be very nice and chill for us. We're going to have a good amount of screws being produced at any one time because we have 4 iron samples here that are all pure. So 4 pure iron, that's going to be really, really good for us. And I can't remember if the copper is pure. I feel like it might be, but I might be wrong. So that is that loaded in. Let us go and grab some of this here stuff. We've got those and we've got these. So that's a little bit of time that we're going to have to go and explore. Let's check our power supply. Yeesh, only about a minute's worth at the moment. Maybe time to start looking at some more biomass. A lot of wire, good. Yeah, I think this here, okay, so we got 8 wood in total, 9. If I can get us up to 20 wood, that's going to allow us to make 100 biomass, which is another 5 minutes of power. So let's go to here, jump across, whoop, biomass, make all of this. We also have the 520 biomass there, which is usable. So another 50 into that, another 50 into that. So this is where we gotta be a little bit patient, because this lizard doggo we can try to tame. You want to get close to it with a peelberry in your hand, and then you can tame the lizard doggo, and then it gives you nice things, including potentially some late game items, which could be really cool. You don't want the paleberry? Hey, little buddy. Do I have to wait for it to come over to me? Okay, I think you're stuck inside the wall, but... I'm going to try to... Okay, not that way. I gotta try and approach it, wait for it to notice to me, and then it can walk over to me. I just don't want you to walk into the big gas cloud. The thing that could kill me. Oh, it's licking its lips. Oh, really? No? Okay. I guess he doesn't want to be friends. Well, that's a shame. Concrete. Let's go have a look-see. Hey, James. How are you doing? Are you well? 'Cause you're looking well. How is life? How is love? And how is everything else? We use this here to make the one extra concrete. So this, where is it? Concrete. Lovely. Do that. So, I mean, that's Caterium, so we may as well harvest that. All good. All good here. Recently changed about the streaming setup, so I was away for a couple of weeks just because moving rooms around and everything. But it is exciting because recently we also got a little kitten. She is not currently in the wee office with me at the moment, but hopefully she will start being a little bit calmer. She's just very much in that sort of always wanting to climb stage at the moment, which sounds adorable until you realize actually flesh is not that resilient to puncture wounds. She loves going ahead and sinking her claws in, absolutely loves it, but she's also adorable as heck, so you know, can't blame her too much. We had a dog before, dog called Bailey, but at the moment now, because of the way the houses sort of were moved about, we now have the cat. So, basically did a slight, like, room swap thing. There is now the cat and the kitten, in with us, and then the others have the doggo. So we just sort of did basically a house swap kind of thing, but it worked out pretty well for us. The wee kitten, she is called Tortellini. She is a tortoise shell, and she is only like 3 months, so like she's still absolutely some sound stuttering. I'm not getting anything coming through on my end, Andu. It's sounding okay on my monitoring, but that's not to say that there isn't anything happening. I will have to listen back to the VODs and everything after. I can hear a very slight crackliness to anything, but it might just be a case of sometimes I just need to... Or like if I'm watching someone, sometimes I'll just hit refresh, and then once it comes back, it's all good again. So it might be something like that. This was silly. Okay, not that damaging at least. So yeah, I just figured since like new gaff, new world, all of that sort of stuff, just get myself set up with a new world and Satisfactory. And just sort of give it a go, see how it is again. Right, so this, we got you, and we can get that. So, this should allow us, hopefully, this here concrete, boom, and boom. This will be enough for us to be able to set up our Logistics Mark II, meaning
Milestone
it is
reached.
now
Fixit
reinforced
would like to
iron
remind
plate
you of your
time.
contractual obligation towards efficiency. Recreational use of belts and lifts does not count towards work hours.
So I
and will
need
be on the list.
one more reinforced
Stay
iron
efficient.
plate
Don't
before
disappoint
that is
Fixit.
at full optimal. Mr. Antisocial, to be seen, fed, and taken to the vets, no touchy. Oh, crap. That's unfortunate. Because, like, giving kitten scritches and everything is just, like, one of the best things. Hopefully, you know, becomes a little bit more chill vibes and everything in time. Let's go ahead with this. Okay, you know what? We're gonna do our manual sort of thing here. Right, do that. Yeah. Personally, I always feel a little bit offended whenever they don't want to come and lie down and let me give scritches and all of that kind of stuff. It's like, really, buddy? Like, I feed you. Come on, you know? Be chill, be nice. But nope, they do not want to be chill or nice. Let's go ahead and make a few more things here. Because what we want to do is set up a constructor. And the constructor's whole thing will be creating power stuff. So you get built there. And logistics, here we go. Let's go ahead and set you up as 4. So, you go into there, you go into here, and then you go into there. You will connect to this, and you are going to be biomass leaves. So you'll produce biomass that will split, and it will go into these here. What do I need for field research, actually? Field research, okay, it requires screws. A lot of screws needed, so let's go and manually create a whole pile of these. Because if we can set it up to automate screw production, we can use our 4 things for, what do you call it? We've got 4 things that are all producing a lot of pure iron. That pure iron is then going to allow us to feed 480 iron per minute just with our current stuff. That 480 iron per minute can then be converted into all of the iron stuff we could possibly need. So we may as well just set that up. I mean, we can make 250 screws per minute, I think, using 62.5 iron. And then, so let's see, if we say 120 iron going into screws, that's going to be a lot of screws we can produce for that there. We can have plates 120. And maybe 180, 180, 120 for iron rod. That might just have to be it. Copper up here, let's see. Are you pure or not? You are pure. So we got that producing that. We got another limestone thing here, which is normal, I'm presuming. Yeah, normal. Still, it's concrete at the end of the day. So let's do it. Let's set up our screw production. That's going to be our thing. And then we can build our space elevator. Let's set up our wire production, or clear it out rather, because I don't know quite how many wire is sat there, but probably a few hundred. So if we get this out of the way, 364, right. Yeah, field research is going to allow us to get a good amount of stuff going all at once. Then we can set up obstacle clearing. You are at 78 biomass, so you're like 8 minutes worth. Solid biofuel will eventually be better off for us. Let's go ahead and load in another few hundred of this. Can we get to a nice round number for leaves? Nope. It seems like it's deliberately trying to avoid giving us a nice number. Okay, 270. I can work with that. So perfect. Right, field research is now ready. Boom, boom, and boom. Perfect. Now we can build special MAM.
Milestone reached.
So we need
Supply
reinforced
the molecular
iron
analysis
plates.
machine, referred to as the MAM, with local
And
resources
we need
to
some
research and develop
cables.
new technologies.
25 of them apparently.
Potential technologies include exploration tools, weapons, and factory buildings. These
So
are
we'll set
essential
that
for
up.
maximizing your Pioneer efficiency and alignment with Fixit's
And
core
over
pillars.
this here way,
Construct, automate, explore, and exploit.
we're going to
To
grab
advance Fixit's mission,
this,
all notable
58
phenomena,
of these.
resources, technology,
means
or other influence
screws,
should be investigated regardless of any
which
perceived
I'm very
danger,
happy
as
about.
stated in the Pioneer contract.
screws, build all these out. And if we can build all these out, then yay. Ugh. I got very cracky knuckles today. Well, you know what? Actually, let's set up the MAM as our other thing. Oh yeah, we need the iron plates. Hey! Only needed 4 anyway, and that's how many we can create. So, let's set up the MAM to go alongside here. So if I build this there, okay, fine. Alien megafauna, we can research the hog. Damn, I am really not having luck clicking the button. We don't have any of the other samples just yet.
The remains researched belong to an organism now dubbed
Fluffy-tailed
the
hog,
fluffy-tailed
that's it.
hog. It has many characteristics that would likely classify it among the Suidae family. I wonder, is it that you're eager to please, impatient, or very efficient? I have my theory.
Did it just sass me for being too good? Yep, I think it just sassed me.
The metal has been
Do
named
the Caterium ingot
after
thing.
Fixit's greatest CEO, Katerina Parks. It has been added as a viable alternative
Peelberry.
to gold in industrial applications. Not listening to instructions means you waive Fixit's responsibility for
Oh,
any accidents
okay.
or
I
misuse
like
of
that.
these
That's a nice
technologies.
touch. It sasses you for being too quick. That is very nice, in fact. Let's take 100 of these. And then we'll get this. So, lovely. We'll also take our concrete back. All of this here going. Lovely. So, we're about to get this here back on. Obstacle clearing. Set this up. We need cables and we need screws. This is going to then allow us to get a whole bunch of stuff. So cables, we'll set that up. Or do we, you know what? We're fine for the meantime, so let's go ahead with the base building. Yep. This is what we're going to do instead.
Reached. Several new structures are now available for improving factory
So,
organization.
we need lots of iron
Foundations
plates.
provide a building grid, which makes it easier to manage placement of any structure. In the event that you are experiencing
iron
amnesia
plates.
for all
Happy
events
days.
prior to planetfall, be reassured that memories of beloved humans and/or animals would have only been distractions from your important mission.
So, which way are we facing? Right. Let's build this and this. So this central pillar, I guess, 4x4 grid can be our power area. Then we want to set up an iron refinery. Let's go ahead and sweep this here. Get as much as we possibly can out of the way. And a lot of biomass. Okie dokes. So, foundations. Let's set up. If we set up 4. If we do this here, right? Okay, we are facing the right way at least still. Happy days. You sorted like this. So, smelters. Let's try and set up some of these here. Let's do 1 and 2. And these 2 will then feed into 4 constructors. So, 2 smelters. 1 and 2. These will then feed 4 constructors, which will go here, 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 and here. Then we're going to have to set up another bank of 4 of them. And then maybe what we'll do as well is we'll set up a second story to this building. I think that might be the best way to do it. Let's set this up and get you going. So, right, obstacle clearing or part assembly. Let's do resource sink bonus program maybe. No, obstacle clearing. We'll get that going. So we need iron ingots so that we can make the iron plates. Although, might just be easy enough if we just constructor this. So we could have a floor for each thing. Let's do 1. Okay, we need cables now. Damn it. Grab that and that. So yeah, let's set up a multi-story for that kind of thing. And then all of the stories will feed into the same sort of base construction area. Obstacle clearing, we'll get to you eventually. Cabling, you'll be fine in the end, I guess. So we can build a multi-story iron facility. Object scanning could be done with that. We got 4 minutes 30 seconds before we hit the next bit. So let's do all these here. Now, what we want, let's go ahead and make a crap ton of concrete. We can also have the miners feed into a concrete factory. Yamaru. So it's here. How many we got? Okay, we got a few of those. Let's get some screws as well. Make another few iron plates. Reinforced ones, that is. And cables. Maybe 50? Nah, 40 should do it. This ought then to allow us to create these. Let's break these smelters down. And have them set up so 1 and 2. So, to keep this looking nice, what we're going to do, we need 4 smelters in fact. Damn it, it's not just 2. We need 4 of these. So that and this. You are going to feed into this, you're going to feed into this, you into this, and you into this. So what we need to figure is how they're going to come in from here. Grab the iron rods, grab the reinforced plates. Hey. Lizard doggo, do you want the food? I can't tell, like, where it ran off to. Okay, hey. If I eat one, will it come over to me? Nope, it's straight up not interested in being my friend. Which is a damn shame if you ask me. So, that will feed into one of these. Are we bloody ready yet? Can we just agree to be ready? 40 seconds. So, let's see. Walls. Yep. Let's get that there. You go to here. You go like that. No. You go across there. And if I set you up with a 1 meter foundation, slight chance. Not much hope. But hard drive research is completed. So happy days. Cast screws.
Hard drive analysis completed.
I am so mad right now.
Available in
I am so mad. I shouldn't have done the research on the, what do you call it? If I hadn't done the Caterium stuff, would have been absolutely fine. I would have only had the inventory, iron wire, or cast screws. But instead, I biffed it. Which, heck-a-rooney fudge-diddle-doo. Not ideal. Let's see. What about resource sync bonus program? Let's just do all of this kind of stuff. You and you. Lovely. We can take that and there we go. Got another bunch of this to equip. Not equip, manufacture. We also got the hog protein we can make. Cannot believe myself. That was so silly. Until you've got cast screws, you don't start any more research. You just don't do that. Rookie mistake. So, 392. Ooh. That's that completed, actually. Grab this. Lovely stuff. So down that way. Actually, let's check over here what the usage rate is. You use 15 ingots per minute. So that would mean 4 smelters, 1 miner powering 4 smelters, powering 8 constructors. So that is going to be a very decent little factory. Copper is going to be a much better one for us. You know what? We want another level above that. We don't just want that. I want to have something a little bit higher too. You and you. So this here extended across by 3. You go like this. No. We want this here. If I jump onto here, which way are we looking? Right, so we want this facing like this. And walls, oh yeah, concrete, that's what we're missing. So, I would like to have a walkway up above it, eventually. But for now, we're gonna go and do a little bit of exploring. And we're gonna try and see if we can find another hard drive lying around. So up this way, maybe? I mean, if we got mycelia, we could use that there to get a good vantage point. And that would then allow us to see further. That there is going to require nobelisks to get into. But if I go this way... Okay, that's quartz down there. There is a chance of rain, apparently, tomorrow. In my area. So, let's see. If I was going... Let's try this way. And just keep on going until we find something. We got enough time for it to be pumping out new constructions, etc. I mean, that's a geyser there, so I think that can be geothermal energy, is it? Oh boy. Thank God for the ability to steer in midair. Let's grab the limestone. The cave might have mycelium, which could then mean fabric, which could mean parachute, which would mean, for sure, a lot more exploration. Nope, not going into that one. I thought it was going to be a spider cave. It is not, in fact. But you know what? We're going to mark it out with radiation symbol right there. And over this way. What can we find? Grab pale berries. We got that there that requires a Nobelisk. Okay. That is something to get blown up down the line. Copper ore. Not horrendous. Anything down there? Cannot tell. And I don't want to go jumping down into the abyss. Just in case. Oh. He says as he proceeds to do exactly that. That was very silly of me. Got cocky, paid the price. Let's get the quartz.
Unknown crystalline mineral
Ah,
collected.
damn.
This mineral is composed of the same chemical elements as quartz and may yield similar industrial functions. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
I was hoping we would have enough that we could research the two different kinds of things, but evidently not. Let's grab this. May as well go ahead and do some eating. Where is everything? I mean, we have a distinct lack of hard drives. You know what? You are a breakpoint. So let's go and set you up. You're marked on the map this here way. We can have a look. Right, there's going to be something in there. So let's mark it out. But in terms of hard drive, not having any joy locating any of them. So let's just keep bouncing, sliding, and zooming along. Right. So I guess we mark that. And now, how do we get back up? Is it this way? Well, at least we've got a power slug here. Okay, can we get it to... Yep, we can get it to attack me in the corner there. Very helpful. So maybe let's try down this way and see anything? Well, we got a yellow pyroslug. Slug. Oop. Okay, right. Okay, now we can get the yellow pyroslug. Slug. We are also starting to heal up a bit. So, okay, this is promising. There's greenery around here, and where there's greenery, hopefully, there's crashed machinery. Ooh, very least, Mersosphere up here. So let's try and go for it. How will we get up to it? Okay, we gotta go up here. Bounce and keep on going. Jump up. Again. There we go. Lovely. So,
the astrobiologist Dr. D.M. Mercer was the first to recognize the presence and probable
where
nature of
else
these alien
could there
artifacts.
be?
These chain-melted state spheres are named in his honor. Each sphere emits a unique
So
signal.
if that's the
Research it in
base,
a MAM to establish locally appropriate classification and application.
Yeah, that's the base. So let's try going this way then. And seeing just what there is down here. So we got the rock there. Ooh, Caterium that I can harvest properly. I could get more Caterium. Yeah, let's get 90 so that we can build 30 things of this. 30 Caterium ingots. That's gonna be... that should be fine. Right. Also, yes please to all of this. Good wood harvest is very important. Because you can, like, it's the best biofuel conversion rate, or biomass conversion rate. 4 wood gives you 20 biomass, which gives you 8 solid biofuel. So when you actually process it, it's a really good return on investment. You can also eventually use it to make charcoal, but I think it might be better if you use it for biocoal as soon as you get the opportunity. So, do we have anything down there that looks nice and hard drivey? Like, I just want one more hard drive. That's all we need to be able to properly research the cast screws, which will be great. Right, so there's that one done. And you are as well. We'll get this. Boom. And let's see. Are you? Nope. You're just a plant. Ooh. Lovely. So, grab all of this. Hey! Operational. No need for any additional anything.
Damaged hard drive
Grab that.
successfully
Ooh,
acquired.
some reinforced
All
iron plates
pioneers
too.
are contractually obliged to preserve and secure any recovered hard drives for analysis in the
So
MAM,
there
which may
is
result in
another one
benefits
done.
to the Fix-It mission. Speculation as to why there are crashed freighters in your Fix-It designated zone is discouraged as specified in your contract.
So let's go up to the north a little bit. And then we will have a check just to see what there is. If there's anything along here that we can spot that would be worth the detour. Definitely not worth that much of a detour. Not without our parachute. Because the parachute is how we're going to be able to solve all of our problems. Caterium ore, happy days. We've got 45 worth then. Hey! Right.
Samples of unknown alien species acquired. Initial data suggests these are predators,
Any
but notably they do
more
not
of
have a
these little
traditional
fellas?
mouth or eyes. There are, however,
There are.
numerous cavities on their head which could fulfill a similar function. Research the remains in the MAM to establish classification and potential countermeasures.
So that is that. And we can grab the Mercer Sphere.
Follow the veins to the altar and chant.
No mycelium, however. Damn shame that. Alright. Mycelium is a no-go, but what odds? Let's check. Nope, not that way. We're instead going to try going this way. Why did I do that jump? Terrible idea to do that. Right, I guess we're going towards the hub again. So, yep. Grab more of this, I guess. That's going to be very good for us. We can use it actually to make a biofuel plant that can then power stuff. So I like that thought. We can use our stuff to make wall outlets and all. There we go. We got 200 wood now. This will do the job. And bounce and slide, I suppose. I'd say we've probably filled up the constructor inventory. I should have built a, what do you call it? But I didn't actually think to. I was a little bit of a goofy goober that way. Okay, right. Lovely. And blue fire slug. Grab you. Slide our way out of there. And eventually get ourselves set up with a parachute. If we get the obstacle clearing thing done, that's maybe going to be the handiest for us. Bounce, slide. At least we got a crap ton of concrete. Hard drives, build that. Now, over this here way. Grab this and this. Now we can turn that in, build up a resource sink, and start getting some tokens. Let's do some of that and some of this. Lovely. Obstacle clearing. Select milestone. Did I say? Yes. Okay, so about 10 minutes before that there is online for us. Obstacle clearing, you're doing fine. Let's get an object scanner going.
In appreciation of this, we have generously set up an internal, closed economy with exclusive rewards and currency.
So,
Directing parts of varying quantity and complexity into the awesome resource sink will
Special.
grant Fix-It coupons.
we want
These
an
coupons
awesome
can
sink.
be redeemed in the Awesome Shop for highly desirable
The
items
Awesome
such as
Sink
new
is going to
foundations,
require
walls, factory attachments, cosmetics, parts,
Awesome
and
shop
more.
beside it, obviously,
Next time you have
but
additional
higher.
resources, just remember to go that extra kilometer. Go awesome.
So you will connect to this, set up organization, personal box. You go into here. Let's do a crafting bench. Now, awesome shop, we require cables and screws. That'll be fine. So, awesome shop. Set you up here. Now, hog protein. We can build this up. And then, gosh, heckin' darn it. We're gonna have to wait 10 minutes before we can actually do the thing. Oh well, may as well get Caterium ingots smelted and ready. And then we can get our copper ingots at the ready. At least we're in a decent position for some of this stuff. Hi. Hello, Tortellini.
Hi.
Oh. This here's Tortellini. She's adorable. Hi, buddy. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Mwah. Who's a good little buddy? Let's get the concrete smelting. Yeah? What you think, little buddy? You making a sign? No, you're not purring. That's okay. It's okay, little buddy. You just do the exploring you want to do. Oh, you must be tired, aren't you, little buddy? She must be tired. She's sort of just lying down on her little mat. Ah, crap. Okay, so that's gonna run a bite. That lizard doggo. And then we can just sort of wait for it to come back. Oh, hi, buddy. Oh, yeah. Ho, 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 ho. Hi. Hello. Oh. You're not keen on the lizard doggo? That's okay, little buddy. So this lizard doggo, how do I tame it? I'm gonna have to Google how you tame the lizard doggo. Hi, buddy. I see you staring at me. Yes, you are very adorable. You can hear the little buddy. Okay, so this here apparently you only need like one pale berry for it. Oh, so I need to wait for it to start looking at me. Hi, buddy. This is my little buddy, Tortellini. Hey, Tortellini, want to say hi? Maybe let's bring up the second mic. Do you have something to say? What is it? Not picking it up? Oh. I guess the dynamic mic's just not picking it up right. So instead, gonna have to see. Say what you want to say. I love you, little buddy. Such a good cat. She loves trying to climb on my desk, though. As evidenced by the fact you tried yet again, little buddy. No, no. No, no. Not going on the desk. Wow, and chewing my fingies. No, little buddy. Oh my god. This is why I was keeping you out of the room. So maybe if I drop this now. Yay! So, you are now named Precious. So that's my first ever lizard doggo taming. Right. Load that, load this. Lot of screws to deal with. Hey! Cast screws. Thank fuck. Worth it. So, that there now. Alien megafauna stinger research. We also are going to have to do No, little
The
buddy.
remains researched
Oh my
belong to an
God.
organism with 8 jointed legs,
Okay, I'm gonna have
similar
to
the
pop the
legs
little
of
buddy back
arachnids, but with
into
non-standard distribution and
her
function.
room because
Because
she's
its attacks
trying to
focus on
get on
stabbing
the desk
prey with
and
the
you're
ends
not
of their
allowed.
legs, which resemble insectoid stingers,
Sorry,
they have been
little
dubbed
buddy,
stingers.
but you're not allowed
Stinger
on the
remains
desk.
can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving pioneer safety during exploration.
Okay, she can stay in here. No, the radiator is not on in here. Never mind, I guess she's staying in here with me. Oi. Right, so I need hatchers and spitters. Right, alien technology. Yes, we've got this here. Grab that so that we can find Mercer spheres. Is here. We don't have
Mercer
the
sphere
Caterium stuff we
analysis
need actually.
completed. Established local planetary
Interesting.
signature of Massage 2, AB, B, in the local Mercer sphere signals, allowing them to be tracked by the
Oh
object
my
scanner.
God.
Mercer spheres can also
You're
transmit
so
data between
cute, little
specific
buddy.
Windsor scripture. Windsor.
You're such a little hellion, but you are so cute.
arguing the existence of intelligent alien life. While Fixit has figured out the method, all of the original data is still untranslatable.
Hey, little buddy. Hey. Hey. No. She's playing with the cable now. It's adorable. Hi. Not allowed on the desk, little buddy. Can you believe this little buddy? Hmm? Look at this little buddy. Why don't you go into your igloo? Hey? See? Hey, there's your igloo. There you go, little buddy. She is not. Hey! Yeah, I don't care. Just stay off the desk. Hey. Wow! What if you want to be... What if we made you a shoulder cat? Hey? No? You don't want to be a shoulder cat? Okay. This cat just does not want to cooperate. There's 80 of those now. So, let's see. Oh yeah, buddy. Still nothing. That's a shame. I don't know where we could find a hatcher. Mercer sphere. Ooh. We could find a Mercer sphere up this way, however. No, let's have a look. Foundations. gotta break that down in order to get this here. So this, let's do this and this, and then we'll do these 4. And try and expand it just a little bit this way. So, right. Here, 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 and here. Production, we want 4 smelters. Oop, hang on. Right, smelter. Build you here. We're missing wire, apparently. I don't think we're missing wire anymore. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, we want constructors. We need cables. So that's going to be something to work on. Ooh. Hiya, buddy. Oh. Nope, nothing. So cable, a lot of this. Let's go for like 100 cables, maybe. Because we're going to need a lot of stuff. I wonder, actually. I have an idea that might be a silly idea. You're so cute. Those little things. So, this here, if we build 1, 2, 3, and 4, we can set these up. So this will be logistics merger. You feed into here. You into here. You into here. And you into here. Then we don't need these just yet, because we want these to go around. So let's see. Logistics merger. This will feed into here. We will then have these split into this, 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 and this. So this to here, you to here. You are now going to require conveyor belt straight. This is then going to be conveyor belt straight, and you will be this. So we build constructor here, constructor here, constructor here, and a constructor here. Or, might be better to do this as a 5x5. You go into there, you go into there. Wire. Wire. So this will be using 4 of these. And then could we set it up? Hi, buddy. Hello. Oh my goodness. Hey. Oh. Little kitty cat's all grumpy. Hey, aren't you? Yeah, you're such a grumpy little buddy. So, this here could be a multi-story. I think that's what it's going to be, actually. So let's do... Oh my god, adorable. You are going to go like that. You, foundationally, let's get 4 across. Walls. Hey, little buddy. That kind of hurts when you do that. Hey, rifle ammo. That was probably the least useful of the items. Let's try and do another bunch of these here up the ways. Ouch. You know what? Yeah, sure. Going into the... I just gotta get a photo with this little numpty. You okay there, buddy? She just crawled into the keyboard shelf on my desk. Yeah. Say hi. She is such a little engine. Always purring. It's absolutely adorable. Oh, hi there, buddy. You and you feed into there. Ouch. Little buddy. The concept of gravity still a thing. So whenever you are pulling down, okay, right, little buddy. Okay, so we can set this up. Little buddy, I need you to stop the whole trying to bite my hand thing. Hey, there's your toy. Play with your toy. Or where's your other one? That's her little hunting toy. All right, so I need 2 conveyor splitters here. You will feed into 1. Ow, little buddy. So let's set this up, shall we? Conveyor splitter goes there. Conveyor splitter goes there. Yes, you are adorable, little buddy. I agree. I couldn't agree more, in fact. Except I could, because you're adorable, but you're not allowed on there. You know this, little buddy. God, this would be so much easier. Mwah. If you just understood, you can't go on my desk. Oh, but look at your little toes. Your little toe beans. Let's zoom it on in so you can see that little precious buddy. Hey, little buddy. Mwah. Hey. Look at all of that. Look. That's you. That's you on the computer. Yeah, it is. Look at the precious little angel. Yeah. You know you're so photogenic. Yes, you are. I love you, buddy. Now stay off my disc. Let's do that. And right, now we want this here. So we're going to do logistics, conveyor splitter. Conveyor belt straight. Conveyor belt straight. And now we need a conveyor belt for this. So this is going to feed into all of these. And then these will also feed into these. So this is all to be powered by what? I guess if we hook you into that and then into this, this is probably going to exceed our power requirements. Max consumption is 80 now. So we are going to in fact need to upgrade. Obstacle clearing, let's get on this so that we can make solid biofuel. 500 and 500. Lovely. Oh, she's just going exploring now. So, boom, boom, and sort, and cable. Let's get this going. Hi, buddy. That's what I expected. We need another biomass burner. So,
Milestone
fire.
reached. Solid biofuel created from any biomass
Lovely.
ensures maximum efficiency of biomass burners. To aid in biofuel
You
production,
are now
the
set to
chainsaw
solid
allows for the
biofuel.
removal of tougher wood and coral foliage. Additionally, your pocket dimension has been inflated to increase inventory size.
Nice
Inspirational
touch.
note: will you be the Fix-It Employee of the Month? You could be if you construct, automate, explore, and exploit by eliminating all obstacles to efficiency. This isn't just fun, it's contractually mandated. Fun.
buddy. I know you just want up on the desk, but you can't go on the desk. I know, little buddy. Ow, don't bite me. Hey? Alright, fine, you can nibble a little bit. They're the cutest little munches. Yes, they are. Mwah. She is absolutely adorable. Is that kisses too? Kiss for you too? Mwah. Yes, it is. Oh, you're being nice and giving me kisses. You're cleaning. Oh, little precious angel. Yeah, I love you. And right, how do we set this up? And okay, cable needed. So, a few of these here, right? You can connect into this, I guess. You are going to be leaves biomass. We're going to set you up as this here. So you're going to burn leaves. You're going to produce biomass that is then going to be used for that. Now, where is my equipment workshop? I need cables. That's what I need, apparently. So this should now allow me to build a chainsaw. And right. Let's take this 13 biomass. And right, that'll be 24 of those. That ought to help me out. Okie dokes. That is now doing its thing. And chainsaw, and you go to here. We can make our own solid biofuel in our inventory. 16 of it. That should allow me to cut down a lot of stuff. So we've pretty much automated our thing now. Pretty much automated power to a degree. Grab this. 26 wood. Happy days. Another 24 wood. That is 31. Lovely. Up here, another tree done. Hey, hey, broke that thing pretty effectively. Lovely. And here. More to destroy. Happy days. All of this. So, I might be able now to build another constructor here. And can I do a conveyor merger? Yes, I can. I can build that into there. You are going to be biomass wood. So now I can build a storage box to go into there. And a storage container to go into here. Why is that a weird shape? Okay, you go there. And you... Also weird. Why? So, now this. Yep, there we go. Okay, grass. All of you go into there. All of the wood goes into here. So that connects up. Right. These three. Let's fix our thing here. So you... Right. You connect to here. You connect to here, and you connect to here. You are then going to connect to there, which connects to this. So you connect to that. But then you will also connect out to here. At which point you and you get connected. So both of you are now online. And you then connect to this. That connects to all of those, and happy days. Victory, victory, hon, 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 hon. Alien megafauna, don't have to worry too much about that. Inflated pocket dimension, lovely. Don't have that, don't have that. Nutrients, don't have beryl nut either. Quartz, we do have you, however. So, this here, quartz crystals.
The crystalline mineral
Silica.
was a previously unknown variation
Yeah, let's go
of
for
quartz,
silica.
with uniquely large and flawless crystals, normally only found in
Because that means
synthetic
eventually
quartz.
we can get the blade
The
runners.
industrial application of this
And
mineral
that's also
will follow
really,
that of
really
its
cheap and
synthetic
easy.
counterpart, specifically in communication and exploration technologies.
So, you, part assembly. Gonna require this.
Research completed. Silica recipe unlocked. New quartz research available.
So, iron plates. What to do? Well, these here for. Let's try and set that up. Nope, we need cables. That's what we need. Damn it. So, cable time. Hi, buddy. We should also hook you back into here. That'll do that thing. You're connected to whatever that is. Let's connect you to there. You connect to here. You are going into here. You, I gotta do the same. So you go, whoop. There. You're sorted and you're sorted. So, let's, ow. Hi, buddy. You a happy little kitty cat? I'm hoping that your answer is yes. So this should then allow me, if I do logistics, conveyor splitter, you go in like that. You and you. So you connect to there. You connect. Ow. Buddy. Buddy, that hurts. Okay, that's sore. You gonna be nice again? Oh. You think that I'm trying to play just because I'm playing a video game that happens to have, like, controls. Ow. Don't bite me like that. You're okay though, little buddy. Right, so this here, we should be able to switch the power on. 108 megawatt total. Damn. That is steep. So you're on screws, and you two can be on iron plates. Screws, iron rods. You know what? Yeah. Little buddy. Painful. That is painful. So, you connect to there. You connect to there. You connect to there. And then you connect to there. So that is our bits done on this. So you're loading that. Now, we have all 4 of these feeding in. Yay. You okay there, little buddy? You certainly sound like you're okay, 'cause you're purring away. Aren't you? Aren't you, little buddy? So, that there is doing its thing. Can we build another constructor? Surface is too uneven. Let's go ahead and do a foundation here. Stretch you across the way. Production constructor. You into that. Now, the other ones of you, we're going to do conveyor merger. So, you connect into this, you connect into this, and you will have to connect around into that eventually. Because we are going to start building the, what do you call it? The receptacles. Oh my god, little buddy, how are you so adorable? She's just lying on my lap purring. Why does that melt my heart, Sue? Oh. I choose to believe that's you looking up at me with love. So, organization, storage container. Let's do one there and, really? That and that. So, default there. And you will be straight away from that. You are a cable. And fine. Let's set you up. So you're going to use 60 wire per minute to make cables. Okay then, to actually have an efficient thing for that, we need a conveyor merger. This will produce 60 wire per minute and use it to feed into that. Wire and cable production is now online. We gotta start working on these here foundations. Because we want 3 of these. So we need the iron plates. Let's see. If we build that one there, build that there, and then I guess we just built that there. Doesn't really matter that much. You go into there. And merger. Set you up. You're then going to feed into here. So, it looks ugly. It doesn't look good in the slightest, but it looks functional. So let's work with functional. Part assembly we can work towards. Hi, little buddy. Raw quartz. Any deposits? Not great, to be honest. Maybe what we gotta do... Wow. Let's go looking for some mycelium. There's a Mercer sphere here. Oh, it's underground, apparently. So how do we get to it? It's gotta be underground. I can hear it, is the thing. So is the cave entrance along here? Okay.
Harvest the scripture. The effigy.
Yep, there we go. That's unfortunate. We died. But we can get our stuff back without too much difficulty, I'm hoping. Because we were pretty close to the edge of the gas there. And these Mercer spheres are going to be very handy for us. Well, hi, little buddy. I know, you don't like games where I have to react too quickly or anything. Because then you're just like, oh no. Damn it. Okay, fine. Let's try it again. So up this way. She is so precious right now. Even with your little claws out, you just look adorable. Yeah. Yes, you do. So can I find a healing item, par exemple? Ouch, ouch. Hey, off the desk. Okay, that's gonna make it even longer before we heal. Hey. How are you, little buddy? Nope. Hey, buddy. Especially not right now. Hey, we did it. We got our stuff back. And we have a Mercer sphere. Buddy, the cable... I can't just go munching and grunching on cables and everything. Ooh, quartz. That is not the way to get up the desk. Ouch. Ah, little buddy. Nope. I'm sorry, but... You can't be
Samples of
doing
unknown alien
that.
species acquired. Their weaponized plasma is most likely stored as a stable chemical substance in an organ close to their mouth, and only turns volatile when exposed to one of the chemical
There
elements
is
in
your
the air.
little game to be
Research the
playing with.
remains in the MAM to
See?
establish
Isn't that fun?
classification and potential countermeasures.
You've got your own little toy you can play with. Ooh, sulfur.
Unknown chemical element collected. This non-metallic and multivalent element seems to be present only in a solid state, and
I
exhibits
have
a most
hooked up
pungent
one
smell.
of her little
It is
toys
fortunate Fix-It helmets
so that
have
it
such
will
high
just,
quality. Research
like,
it in the
it
MAM to
can't
establish
fall down.
classification and potential
It will
application.
be permanently suspended. And it's one of the ones that you just play with by like batting and everything. So she has her own little toy she can bat at her leisure and have as good a time as she wants. Now, where next? Well, we got bacon agaric there. Where is Beryl Nut? Got bacon agaric. Bacon agaric. Oh, little buddy. Alright, so we got the Mercer Sphere up this way. Well, that's a different Mercer Sphere. Oh, yeah. Is that marked out? Yes, it is. So, you're okay, little buddy. Oh. Do you wanna sit with me? Hey, how about if I put my arm like this? You can sit with me and rest on my arm. But you can't rest on the desk. No, you can't. I wish you could just be a little bit normal. Buddy. Hey, whoop. Buddy. No. No, no. Right. At least we can grab that. Head over this way, and we now have everything on autocraft. Everything that we need, at least.
Milestone reached. The assembler can produce more complex parts, including the first project part, smart plating, which is crucial for initiating project assembly.
Is here, grab the
Project parts
500,
must be delivered to the space
up
elevator.
to 500.
By completing your contracted duties as part of project assembly, you will definitely be helping
Gosh,
achieve
heck it.
Fix-It company goals without any other ulterior motive. Note, humans cannot craft project parts. Do not worry about your inadequate crafting skill when compared to an assembler. Fix-It cherishes your innate human abilities, such as walking, striking objects, and commodifying natural resources.
Well, thank you. I do enjoy commodifying. So, this here, I guess we'll load biofuel in. Alright, we are now producing what we need. Can we research yet? Sulfur. At least we can scan for it. Quartz.
This unknown chemical element was in reality an
Fire
unusual
slugs.
mixture of solid sulfide and sulfate materials from which sulfur can be extracted. Sulfur's primary use
Maybe we
lies in
should
fertilizers, which we
set
have
up
no use for. Instead,
Put this
this
to-
element
oh.
enables access to more
Buddy.
volatile obstacle clearing and pioneer
No,
defending tools.
no. Wow, you got a hell of a pounce on you. Managed to knock over the bin. That's impressive. But, no. Right, crafting bench. I guess we're going for power shard. So, power slugs. Upgrade this. Hi. Can I get a kiss? Kisses? No. That's okay.
Overclocking development completed. Power shards can now be inserted into all buildings to increase input and output speed.
So that's going to do 10
Underclocking
per
is
minute
also possible.
to produce
Note, power
that.
consumption
So,
of overclocked buildings increases exponentially.
that'll be fine. Let's go ahead and load one into each of these. Mwah. Ready to say hello again? There you go, buddy. Right. Next up is, I suppose, building a space elevator. So we need iron rods, iron plates, and wire. Nearly on the iron rods. Well, we've got the iron plates. Now we just need the wire. You're not allowed on the desk, little buddy. Up. However many times I have to set you down is however many times I have to set you down. Buddy. Okay then. That's producing alright. And hey, there we go. So now we can build the space elevator, which I guess we'll put there. You're not allowed there, little buddy. It's as simple as that. So we need rotors and reinforced plates. Right. Reinforced plates. We are going to need a total of 50 of those. And we're going to need 54 rotors. What do we need for that? Iron rods and lots of screws. So yeah, this will be interesting.
Project assembly initialized.
Got that.
Congratulations, Pioneer. The space elevator will now automatically
this
connect with
will
the Project
continue
Assembly
loading
orbital
these in.
platform. Project assembly is divided into phases, each of which require the delivery of project parts, such as smart plating, via the space elevator. Subsequent phases unlock
Any
access to
grass
new
to get
tiers
away?
with more
Yes,
advanced
we do.
technologies to construct, automate, explore, and
And
exploit.
any
It
to
is time to be
stack.
honest. This project is part of
Yep.
the Save the Day program, the largest united undertaking in human history, destined to save us all. Earth is in peril, and only
You
Fix-It
are
pioneers offer hope for
more solid
survival.
biofuel.
Fix-It is counting on you.
Okay,
Humanity
good.
is counting on you. Do not let Fix-It down.
So now we can create a load of iron rods. Hi. Mwah. Mwah. Oh, little buddy. Nope, little buddy, not allowed on the desk still. I know you think you're adorable enough that you can get away with that, and you're kinda right. But you're also kinda not. Excuse me. Goodness. Goodness gracious. Okay, so this here is doing its thing. Buddy. Right, that there is our constructor. It's doing fine. So, ow. So if I put that, yeah, I guess if that went there. That was adorable. That was utterly adorable. And what's also adorable that's just the kitty cat purring. So, trying to think, what should we do for a factory? We should change this about to make a better factory. Right, chainsaw, we need this here. We're going to do that and take this out. Oh, really? Okay, never mind. So, build 9 this way. Build 10 this way. Nice big 10 that way. Well, gosh, heck it. Buddy, no. You can't go up. It's not allowed. Hey. Not allowed on the desk. Right, you are 10 up, you are 10 up, and you are 10 up. And you, little munchkin, need to stop that. You hear me? You gonna start being a good girl and stop that? I hope so. Right, so that'll be this little section. Now, I need some solid biofuel of my own. Let's go for 10 of it. Ought to be plenty. You know what? You do what you want to do, little buddy. You're just curious, I guess. Just wondering, hey, what's on his desk? You're in for a bit of a surprise, because it's actually just really boring. So, assemblers. Let's see, I could do... two assemblers. No, 4 assemblers dedicated to plates. Yeah, let's do 4 assemblers dedicated to plates. Wait, why am I doing that? Four assemblers that will be dedicated to plates. Or manufacturers, rather. Constructors? Yeah, constructors. 4 dedicated to plates. Then we want 4 dedicated to iron rods. Hey, no. No, 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 no. You do not chew that. That is filament. That is 3D printing filament. You don't chew that. Wow. Some creatures are not the smartest. Right, so this here we merge in, merge, merge, and merge. One, 2, 3, and 4. So that'll be no. You cannot be trusted after you tried to eat the filament. Yo, buddy. What? No. So that there will be those being constructed. So let's do an organization, storage container. And we can set that up there. Right. Also upgrade. Okay. So that will be 30, 60, 90, 120. So that's that upgraded. Reinforced iron plates. Let's do another 3. Nope. So let's see. 30, 60, 90, 120. So right, that should be fine. So that's that bit. Now, organization here. Hi. Whoop. Nope. So these here, yeah, this will be our thing. Then we need another 5 that's going to be dedicated to screws. So 5 here. One, two. Buddy. You can't be trusted, so you're not going on the shelf. You are being a little ragamuffin right now. Jesus. Whoa, buddy. You okay? You're just hunting plastic bags now? Yeah, no. You're not allowed to hunt plastic bags. Right. So, we need to make a lot of iron plates. That is our goal. We need 10 for the screws. 10 for screw manufacturing. Oh boy. Right, production. Constructor. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Buddy, I need you off the desk. I cannot have you up there. It's not allowed. So this connects to this. You know what? We're having a thing for each of them. It's not the greatest, but it's something we should do. Buddy, no. You are not allowed on the desk. Papa, yeah. Why don't you play a game like Who Can Eat Reaper's Shoes? Or like Reaper's Feet? Why don't you play that game? This here, right, you go here. You go to here. You go to here. And then you go to here. So, now then. You. Dude! No! Not allowed. You are not allowed. Ow. Ready to go on the floor yet? Or hey, how about there? How about there? Huh? Hey? You can just relax right there. Hey? Wow. Thanks for the high five, buddy. Now, let's do logistics conveyor merger. Merger, 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 merger. Now we do our organization, storage container. And we do that. Right, you go into there. You're in here. Wow, buddy. This kitten will be the death of me. You're so keen for so many things. You're just like, hey, I just want to go exploring. Okay, like up there in Sabat. Like, hey, no. You don't swat at the monitor. Not allowed. Don't swing for the monitor. Okay. So, what is 13 times 4? That's going to be 52 megawatts. 52 megawatts of power for this here. So, that's 2 things. That's 2 biomass refineries. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, iron plates is our next one. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. No. So, that will be what goes on there. Now, we need to get those to pump the iron down to here. So, 2 miners up there. And we want those transporting a lot of iron ore. We're going to want 120 and then 120. 120 will split there. One of them, though, won't split. It's going to just sort of continue as is. You can hear that she enjoys that toy. And that one. It's being all playful right now. It's kind of cute. So, the hub is down here. Let's deposit some of our junk. All of this stuff. Rotors, motors, stators. That. Nope, we need these. Don't need the quartz, don't need that, don't need that, don't need the copper sheets, don't need the modular frames. So, maybe this will allow us Let's try and set up a thing down here. So foundations. Let's try and set up a let's do a little pyre here. So do that. Now we want 4 biomass burners. That is what we want. And let's get rid of the MAM there. So, conveyor splitter. Right, that splits there. Splits there. Splits there, and then splits here. So you go like this, you're like that, you're like that, and you're like this. You are getting dismantled so that we can build a constructor here. And this constructor will feed solid biofuel into these 4 things. That feeds in like this, and then I guess organization. You will be biomass wood, and you are going to feed in straight from this. Right. So you connect to this, and you to this, you to here, you to these 2. Then, right, that feeds in like that. So this ought to allow us to now set up our thing here. So, this is going to shutter our power. We no longer have the power infrastructure we wanted to beforehand. And instead, we're going to dismantle this and this. We need to set this area up as a smelting hut. Do that. All of this here, lovely. So, foundations, zoop up the way. Let's do logistics, splitter. 1 there. Oop, nope. Here, 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 here. So that's how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then 7 and 8. Now these ones down here, you're going to be my other 4. So you are going to feed in from this side. Feed like that, and feed like that. You connect in, you connect in. All of these are to do their thing. Now, this here. Wait, hang on. Screw it. Okay, yep. We just messed up the calculation, that's all. So, that there. Let's try this again. So, that's 1, 2, 3. And we want the other one being here. So, you connect into that. You go into there and there. You do that. Do this. You're moving like this. You're moving like this. And you're lovely. So, let's do the miner Mark 1 and have you face down this way. That's going to feed 4 smelters in sequence. So I guess what I could do is have the 4 go along this here way. So they're facing like this. So, smelter. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, logistics. Let's do a lift. These smelters like this. And right, you start feeding into this here. So, what if you fed around like this? 4 conveyor splitter. Turns too sharply to attach, apparently. That's okay. Four. You do that. Now. These 4 will feed in there. You, I guess, can go up 1. So you'll do that. You feed down to here. Is here. Where did that go? Okay, so it was about here, 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 and here. Let's see, you're feeding into this, you into this, you into this, and you feed it into this. You know what? No. Actually, yeah, that is right. You do feed into that one. Now, you will feed in from somewhere around here. You go in like this. So that feeds this. Let's try it now and see if we can get things going. So I guess we load the wood into there. We've got a little bit of biofuel we can drop in. So let's load the 10 into this. 9, 10, and then we'll drop 10 into here. No dismantle crates? Doesn't appear to be. Happy days. So this will then start feeding all of these. These are then being fed by all of that. You should be copper ingots. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Is that is 120 of these here. So that does all of that how we want it to. That's that and that. We got a lot of these here going. Yeah, I guess we just do what we can for this. That's that done. Bunch of that. And these as well. So, now we should have, oh yes, that's something we should definitely do. Have this feed around to here. 4, we want you to be a merger. So let's try this here. Okay, that works. Right, so now we try conveyor lift. You feed into that. And I think we might be in for a shot. So there's a bunch of iron ore. Do we have the ability to... If I set this to offline for a moment, let's leave that for about 2 minutes. So out there 2 minutes, you'll do fine. Interim, we load that in. Now this is going to give us loads of screws and rods. But our thing we need most of all is plates for reinforced iron plates. So this here, come on then. Let's try and get this set up. What's our time anyway? We got about 8 minutes before I gotta finish up. And then after that 8 minutes, it is time for me to head off for the evening. So right, let's try this. And conveyor lift Mark II. Conveyor belt Mark II. Oh. Right, so that should theoretically be a good bit of progress. So those are doing their thing. Right. These will be the trickier ones. So, this here being all loaded up like that means hopefully this manifold will start filling out. Yep, manifold is starting to fill out, which is going to be good for us. And then what I want to do is build up some more reinforced iron plates. We could make 125 of them. Impressive. But that's not what we're after. So, I wonder, will this be enough? Let's go ahead and upgrade all of these. There's that, that, and that. So, we've now got all of those upgraded. We need to upgrade the speed of our screws output. That and that. A few more needed. Reinforced iron plate. Get those on. So, let's try this again. That. And hopefully, that's us in a good spot now. So, yes, a lot of screws going into that. Happy days. Into here, we have 15 iron rods. Lovely. So what is going on to... Oh, I suppose it's the manifold is clogging. That's gonna slow it down. Very silly of me. Did not think of that. Grab this and build out some more. Modular frames. Let's get 15. There we go. So, give this a go again. That's been upgraded. That's been upgraded. That'll do nicely. You go across. Your conveyor belt Mark II. Right. This should theoretically start filling out now. Okay. So I think that's going to pretty much be us for the evening. Although, do we have... Well, we need iron rods for it. But we can do that now. We could set that up to have our other 4. Aww. Little buddy's all sad at the moment. Don't worry, I'll give you cuddles in a moment. So, there, 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 and there. Let's do a conveyor lift. Conveyor lift, conveyor lift, conveyor lift. You'll be the same, you're the same, you're the same, you're the same. Four, two, right, split, split, split. You'll do your thing. You go around like that. You will connect to this. You connect to here. You go to here. And you go to here. You'll be this. You'll be this. You'll be this. You'll be this. You connect in like that. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4 of those connected. Nice. And that is going to be it, doing a split and going across. You I guess we're gonna go like this. Nope. I don't think you are. I think you're gonna be a ground floor one. So, merger. Merge, 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 and merge. You can tell how much she loves that toy. So that gets upgraded and that gets upgraded. Iron ingot. Paste, paste, paste. And paste. Right, you feed like that, you feed like that, you feed like that. So you should be a good output. You can fill up the output. And then we have to have these travel up the way to there. So let's do 4, 5. And foundations, actually organization, 6 will be that. Foundations, you're going on 7. So you will run into, god dang. You feed in like this, and then you can feed in like that. So we're going to require a lot of reinforced iron plates now. Let's go find out how many. Let's build 100. Or 52. 52 is fine. Hi, buddy. Meow. She's got that crazy hunter's eye. You know, where they look like they're about to pounce. Something about a kitten not blinking that is absolutely terrifying. So that's going to be 24, 25. So, 24 and 25. We need another 50. Another 50 plates. That's not plates. We don't have the plates. Damn. Oh, it might be down to screws. I think the screws are the things we don't have enough of. But we'll get that rectified, so we will. You okay there, little buddy? Here's 21. You know what? We'll grab the screws now. Another stack of 500. What I get us sorted. So, 59 of these. Don't need that many. Actually, we do. Bugger. We need... I'm gonna guess around 70. Yes, little buddy. Adorable. Where is my... Okay, right. You can also then be connected up to... I guess if we connect you to that, we've got concrete again. Screw it. You go into there, you go into there. We'll have them producing concrete for a while. And this here, 60 of them. That's just the cat hunting. It's a normal thing. Et voila. Should be enough now. So that's that upgraded. That upgraded. You've already been upgraded. So you are up, you're up. You are up. So this here way. We go to here. You've been upgraded. And okay, you're upgraded too. Well, alrighty then. We are now officially sorted. And let's load some of this in. Load all that. Interesting. That's full up, and do the same here. We are now sorted. Except for the fact that I forgot all about copper. Here's hoping I didn't disconnect all of that stuff. I did disconnect it all. Yay! Well, damn. Okay, 1500. Right, we're okay. Lizard doggo. Ooh, silica. Nice one. That's a heck of a lizard doggo. Sync policy is final. Max consumption is going to be that. Production's going at that. Now, what should we load into dismantle? Shouldn't load anything into dismantle at the minute. Instead, we're just going to build the space elevator. Hi, buddy. Off the desk. Grab those. And this. And now we can build our space elevator. Let's go ahead and set it up. I guess here. Reinforced iron plates and rotors. But for now, that's gonna be us. Let's do a save game. Caps lock is on. The Streamlands. Game was saved? Yeah, it was. So, that's going to be us for the evening. We're going to round it up there. And let's have a look. So, thanks very much for tuning in. Pleasure being back. And I will see y'all on Wednesday.